My dog ate my cuttings. It's like me going like, my dog ate my homework. Hi. Wow, it's been almost 5 full months since I last uploaded, so I figured I'd do a sit-down video just to fill you in on what I've been doing, where I've been, and the new changes to this channel. But to make it a little more interesting, I'm gonna pot up some cuttings that I took from my succulents. And yeah, forgive me if this is gonna be a little awkward. I'm not used to talking while doing this, and I am filming in our spare bathroom right now, so if you hear a little humming sound or some extra noises, it's probably the humidifier, because this is where I keep all of my quarantine plants. I also have my tablet down here where I wrote down some notes so I don't skip anything or forget anything. So if you keep seeing me looking here, that's probably why. Okay, let's see. What do I want to talk about first? To start off, I want to thank everyone who's subscribed to this channel. I actually hit 500 subscribers last August, and I know it doesn't seem like much, but it really means a lot to me. I know I post irregularly, and the channel's been inactive for quite some time, so it was a little surprising to see the subscriber count going up little by little. I'm sure some of you have noticed that I have my subscriber count hidden from my channel, and that's because I don't want to obsess over numbers and I just want to focus on the content. This is kind of awkward, like I have my soil down here. Not gonna lie, seeing people subscribe even though I haven't uploaded in a while makes me feel guilty, and it also puts a little bit of pressure on me to start making content. This is a Santa Rita pad that I took from my big Santa Rita cactus, and I've been very traumatized by these things, so I'm wearing gloves. Like I said, on the flip side, it did force me to reevaluate the kind of content I want to be putting on this channel and to kind of refocus. So I'm going back into this with a clearer vision of what I want for this channel, where I want to take my content, and that's all thanks to everyone who subscribed. I really do appreciate everyone who's also taken the time to comment on my videos. There have been a few who asked me to post more, and it really got me thinking. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. I'm sorry if I seem kind of like anxious right now. Like, potting up cacti and succulents are not exactly my favorite. I always do get pricked a lot, so this is a little challenging for me. Gosh, this is really challenging. I don't know how people do this. But yeah, I guess that's pretty okay. I am using my succulent mix for all of these, which is basically just Fox Farm salamander soil mixed with some perlite. I don't know where to put them. Maybe I'll put them to the side first. Okay, next thing, I have changed the channel name from Tropicat to Fox and Flora. I just wanted something fresh and new, and yeah, I also figured it was smarter to do it while the channel is still a baby, so I wouldn't confuse, subscribers in the future. Okay. The sides of the pads are kind of like hitting the sides of the nursery pot though, so I don't know if that's a good thing, but I also don't want it to rot because I put it in a big pot, so I feel like this should be fine. They're only here anyway till they take root because I do plan on transferring them to a bigger pot, like altogether. And wait a minute. I hit the pad and now I have spines on my finger. So I'm gonna try removing this first. It's starting. I hate it when this happens because when you hit it, it kind of just like shocks you. Like, oh. I remember the first time I repotted a prickly pear. And I remember it clearly. It was a yellow bunny ear. And I made the mistake of touching it with my bare hands because I was like, oh, it's not prickly at all or whatever. And little did I know that I would be in so much pain half an hour later just because of like these tiny little spines. Like they don't really feel like anything. They don't hurt, but they do get lodged in there and yeah, it's really prickly. But yeah, anyway, okay. Got that out. I'm gonna continue potting this up. By the way, if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm basically just pushing down the soil to make sure that everything's going in under there. Sometimes you feel like you've filled it up with soil and then you water it and all the soil just goes way under. This kind of like packs it in there. And it shows me, or it tells me whether I need to add more soil or not. So yeah. I'm actually starting to realize now that I'm like repotting these that I might not have that much to actually talk about. So I'm probably gonna finish this video before I even end up potting up everything here, but that's okay. I do have content already planned for the next few weeks, and I'm just honestly waiting for this video to be done so I could post it before I post the other videos. Yeah, that should be enough. Doesn't have to look nice or anything. It just has to work. Okay, there. On a related note, I'm sure some of you have noticed as well that some videos disappeared. And that's because I want to, like I said, refocus my channel. I kind of noticed these while I was potting the first two. It kind of looks cool, so I'm going to show you guys. It grew, I don't know if you can see it. It grew these white things, and those are basically roots. So I've had these cuttings drying out for maybe like a week and a half now. And yeah, this one grew roots. So I'm kind of confident that these will root pretty well as long as I don't keep the soil too moist. Some videos disappeared because I wanted to refocus this channel. And in the past year, I got to play around with different kinds of content, which is kind of fun. I got to figure out which types of content I enjoy making. And to be honest, I really do enjoy making all of it. From this video, this update video moving forward, this channel will mainly focus on plants. I guess more on succulents and carnivorous plants. I also want to try doing more videos on scaping planted and bioactive tanks. I really did enjoy making that planted tank video, and I kind of want to explore that a little more, and I want to do bioactive tanks now that I'm kind of getting more into reptiles. Once in a while, I would also like to touch on insects and reptiles on this channel. So I hope you guys will enjoy that. But at the same time, I do understand that it's not for everyone, and some people follow certain people here on YouTube because they talk about things that obviously interest them. But yeah, this is just to let you know that from this video moving forward, this channel is going to focus more on those things that I mentioned. I just wanted to let you guys know so you would know what to expect, or what kinds of videos to expect every time I upload, because in the past year, I've just been uploading whatever, I felt like was fun to make. But yeah, this is all part of like that change, and I do want to refocus this channel a little more. And yeah, there you go. And that's another one down. I'm pretty sure this video is gonna have a lot of really awkward cuts, and if you're wondering why I'm cutting so much in this video, it's just to basically take out parts where I'm babbling. I don't want to make this video longer than it needs to be, so that's probably why. Weird. This one doesn't have the new roots yet, but that's okay. For prickly pear, if you are going to be propagating them, and if you're going to pot them up, you normally want to pot up like just a third, or you normally just want to keep like a third to a half under soil. You don't want to pot up more than that, or you don't want to put soil more than that. I don't know how to, I can't talk today. What am I trying to say? If you're going to be potting up prickly pear cuttings, basically pads, you want the soil to only be up to a third or half of the pad. Any more than that, and there's a high probability it might rot. There you go. I think I explained that pretty well. Like I said, I do want to talk more about plants on this channel, and while I've been talking about indoor plants mainly, I kind of do want to touch more on succulents and carnivorous plants, because those are the kinds of plants that I really do enjoy taking care of and collecting. And I do want to do more videos on planted in bioactive tanks, and once in a while, like I said, insects and reptiles. For subscribers that like the other types of content I was putting out, like the nail videos and the playlists and all of that, I do have other social media accounts for those. I do have accounts for more of like the lifestyle, fashion content, and my gaming content, but I don't really like cross-promoting on my different accounts. So if that's something that you're interested in, like if you want to see more of that from me, you can just send me a message on Instagram and I'll be happy to link you to those other accounts. But like I said, I don't really enjoy cross-promoting on different accounts, because I know like my other kinds of content is not necessarily for everyone, and I don't want to push that on people who are not interested in that. So I do hope you understand, and yeah, just feel free to message me on Instagram and I'll gladly link you to those other accounts. Oh my gosh, let me just change positions right now, because oh my gosh. I'm gonna sit on my leg instead. Oh, wow. Pins and needles. I'm getting pins and needles. Okay. I have all of these like weird random thoughts going through my head while I'm doing this, because honestly, this is really the first time I've done this kind of video, and it's honestly not what I'm used to. I'm pretty sure you can tell from like my past content that I do like doing more instructional videos and videos where I do insert a lot of clips and cuts and blah, 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 blah. And it's easy to make the videos look more put together and all that, but I'm just really not good at just babbling. So I guess right now I'm just like thinking, I hope the clips are kind of okay and not weird, because I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have like a weird time editing this. Whenever I do use these kinds of pots with like big holes underneath, I use these, which you can really just get on Amazon, and it's a lifesaver just so your soil doesn't just go through and wash away when you water the plants. What to talk about next? Okay, last channel related update. I can't really promise anything at this point, knowing myself, and I just don't want to bite off more than I can chew, but I'm really gonna try to post more regularly. And while I don't really have a schedule to give out or anything, I plan on trying to post. Ugh, that doesn't sound good. I kind of cut it a little curved, so it's leaning more towards one side. I do want this to grow a little more straight, so. Anyway, while I don't have a schedule yet, I plan on, at the very least, posting every 2 weeks. I don't want to promise anything because I'm so scared of not being able to keep that promise. If I do come up with an actual schedule, I will be talking about it on maybe Instagram or Twitter. So that's probably where I'm going to post updates if I ever do come up with a schedule. But right now I am striving to post every 2 weeks. There is a possibility that I am going to post more frequently than that. I am a little more active, or at least the kinds of content that I've been filming and making are more for, I guess, Instagram and TikTok. So there is a possibility that I am going to be a little more active there. It's still going to be plant related and all of that, just the same things on this channel, but more short format videos. So if you really enjoy those kinds of like content, give me a follow there, and it might tide you over till I post videos on YouTube. Okay, this is one thing I actually really wanted to talk about, and I've been planning on making more of like a video just focused more on succulents and succulent care and just tools that I use, but I really want to talk about this right now. I'm still going to talk about it in that video, maybe eventually, but I feel like I had to let the world know. If you deal with succulents and you've been using your bare hands and just normal gardening tools, get yourself basically a set of these. They're super cheap on Amazon. You'll find different kinds. It really does help with repotting and potting succulents and basically just taking care of them. This thing is so much easier to use. I just use it with everything. I use it even when I'm potting normal things, especially when I'm potting things in smaller pots. It's so much easier. It's so easy. It's so much easier to dump soil in the pot. And you have things like this for when you do top dressings, or if you want to use that for the soil. You have stuff like this. I mainly use this tool when I'm trying to loosen up like the root ball. When you do have succulents and all of that, sometimes the roots and the soil get really hard. So I kind of just like poke it a little with this just to loosen up the soil and to kind of just separate the roots, and it works really well. And then you have these. You use these to make like tiny holes in the soil. But I normally use the other side to just make sure that soil's getting in the right place. But yeah, it's so much easier to breed pot succulents with these tools. So if that's something that you do a lot, get one of these, like get a set. I promise it's gonna change your life. And obviously gloves. I'm gonna add a little more soil and this guy should be done. Oh, by the way, I know I'm still due for a pink princess update, and I do have a very funny story. I guess I'll just turn this into a pink princess update too, because I'm running out of normal updates. I mean, yeah, it's not a lot. This video is gonna take longer than anticipated because I still have a lot of cuttings and not a lot of updates, so I might as well update you on what happened to my pink princess. I'm still gonna do a proper video on this, but because some of you have been asking on that video and some of my other videos, I might as well just update you right now. Basically, from my pink princess video, you saw that I took cuttings from my mother plant, which included 1 top cutting and 6 nodes. Basically, I had 6 cuttings with 6 nodes. They all grew really well. The top cutting currently is just as big as the mother plant, which I'm very excited about. It is a little more variegated than what it used to be. It's still not as variegated as I want it to be, but it is definitely more variegated. And I'll show you guys what it looks like in the proper update video. And the 6 cuttings, basically the nodes, they all had 1 big leaf each, and yeah, they were doing really well, and I was so excited to update you guys on how they were doing. Unfortunately, something happened to those cuttings. I still have the top cutting. Okay, so basically right now I am left with the top cutting and the mother plant, which are both doing extremely well. But the 6 cuttings, where did they go? So my dog recently had, well, not recently, that was like early this year, had his birthday last May. And for his birthday, he decided to break into the pink princess container and he ate all the nodes, all the leaves, everything. That dog had a really expensive meal for his birthday. I basically walked out of like the master bedroom and saw sphagnum moss and everything all over the floor, and I just knew that those cuttings were gone. It still makes me a little sad, like thinking about it, but it's a plant, and the mother plant and, you know, the top cutting grew a lot, so I can always just propagate it. But yeah, that's what happened. So that's the reason why I've been putting off doing an update video, because I didn't want to just, you know, sit there and go, oh, the top cutting survived, but all the other cuttings just disappeared. My dog ate my cuttings. It's like me going like, my dog ate my homework. Okay, that's everything for the channel related updates. And now we're gonna move on to the more life related updates. So since my last upload, I've acquired 2 new pets, and I'm sure you will see them on this channel soon enough. But if you do follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen them already. But yeah, don't worry. I'm gonna introduce them on this channel soon. It's always fun, you know, like researching new pets and all of that. And not gonna lie, I used to be so scared of reptiles. I haven't really talked about this on this channel, but I actually was born and raised in the Philippines. And where I live, there are just like so many house lizards and all of that. There's basically this thing called a tuko, like we call it a tuko back home. And that's basically a tokay gecko. It still does. It scared me a lot. Like I used to hate lizards. But ever since getting my leopard gecko, I've just been a little more obsessed with reptiles. And I do find that not all lizards are kind of, you know, gross. For the most part, I feel like I've gotten over my extreme fear of lizards. And yeah, I also got a turtle. I don't know what compelled me to buy a turtle, considering like I've really had bad experiences with turtles as a kid. My sister had a turtle and she basically took him outside for a little bit and then it started raining and he just disappeared. It's been so fun learning about care for them and stuff, and I've filmed a couple of videos already. There is a reptile expo happening in November where I live, so I do plan on attending that, and I might just pick out a few more pets for myself. So that's something I'm very excited about, and if that's something you are interested in seeing, let me know, because I am getting more into like vlog style videos, and that would be kind of fun to do there. I'm just gonna try and focus on potting this guy up, and then we can move on to the other cuttings and the different plants. Also, let me know if you enjoy videos like these. And if there's anything you're curious about, maybe I'll do like a Q&A video while I'm repotting and all of that. I realized that I don't really talk much about myself on this channel. And some people, like, well, not a lot, but I've gotten a few comments asking about what I do and all of that outside of YouTube and outside of plants. And I feel like it's just a great way for me to get to know who subscribed to my channel and for me to talk more about myself so you guys don't feel like you're just watching a stranger on YouTube, you know? So if there's anything that you're curious about, if there's anything you want to learn about me, just leave them down in the comments below, and maybe if I get enough questions and all of that, I'll make a separate Q&A repot with me video. Okay, that guy is done. We can move on to the tinier cuttings. I'm so scared of handling anything while I'm wearing gloves. I feel like I'm just 10 times more clumsy when I'm wearing gloves. Do you guys get that? I don't know. Okay, we're back to what I was talking about. I'm planning a semi-reptile tank room. So I'm definitely going to be acquiring a few more unique pets, and I'm excited to show you guys what I've been planning on adopting, because I do have a wish list of reptiles. Yeah. I know that sounds kind of weird to have like a wish list of reptiles. Is that weird? I don't know, but yeah, that's a lot. In a few of my videos here, I've already talked about moving. Okay, this is gonna be weird. Just break that train of thought. I am gonna be repotting tiny cuttings from my rat tail, and I don't really know how to go about this. I know you're just supposed to stick it in, but How many am I supposed to be sticking in a small pot? I'm not really sure. Huh. And I don't know if I want to take my gloves off for this because they're not as prickly pear cacti, but it still really hurts handling them. But I might just take out my gloves. I know I'm gonna regret this later. I know I'm gonna regret this, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this. Okay. Speaking of the house, like I said, we now have a closing date, which is in November. So it's been quite a challenge planning and what am I trying to say? It's been a little challenging planning and, you know, just like being there every step of the way while we were building the house, because it can get really overwhelming, especially if you've never like really thought about things or like how to build your house from the ground up. What to use for my tiles, or I don't know, like where to put all the outlets, where to put all the lights, what kind of lights you want to put here and there. So it was overwhelming, and I guess it's part of like what kept me busy the past few months, not necessarily like busy physically where I had to go back and forth and all that, but like it really did take up a lot of brain space, just like planning and everything. And even with that much like thinking, I still glossed over like a lot of things. It was only recently that when the house was starting to take shape and all of that, our project manager asked us, have you thought about what you wanted to do for window treatments? Where we're building the house, there is an HOA, and part of the rules or in the guidelines that houses have to have window treatments within, I think it's like 60 days. It's okay to use blankets and all of that for the first 30 days, but I think by 60 days you need to have like actual window treatments. And because of this whole COVID situation, there has been a delay in production. So I started panicking because I didn't know, I didn't really think about that. And yeah, that's just another thing that we have to take care of before we move. The house is coming along nicely. The last time we were there were already cabinets in the kitchen and all of that. There were cabinets in the casita, in the laundry room, in my game room. The doors were up, the walls were painted. It's starting to take shape, and I'm actually getting really, really excited, and I just can't wait to move, This is like one thing though that has been stressing me out so much. How do I explain this? But basically, we just decided to have the pool put in while the house was being built, just to get rid of any other like headaches and all of that, of like doing that after everything's done. I'm pretty excited for that. But we didn't do any kind of like landscaping. So I always like make this joke. When you step out into like the backyard, you're gonna have like this nice pool and just dirt. But at the same time, I've been stressing over the landscaping part because I want to do it myself, or at least I want to be able to pick out plants that I want to, put in and all of that. But like I mentioned earlier, I'm not really from Arizona, and I've only been living here for maybe a year and a half now. So I don't really know what plants are like local and all of that, or which plants are gonna do well. It would be kind of like fun to see, I guess. Like I do want to document it and do more of like an outdoor gardening type of like content for this channel, just so I can document it and just so I can do something different. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cuttings in here. How many more cuttings do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can't count. But yeah, I'll just do another pot for these. But yeah, like I said, it would be kind of like fun to document that entire thing. And basically just, you know, do the landscaping myself. And yeah, it's been a little stressful yet fun learning about the plants that kind of grow around here. I didn't want to put tropical plants outside. That would just be kind of like a waste of money. I basically want to stick to more of like a desert scape and just have like desert plants outside. I think it's gonna look kind of nice. It would be like less maintenance too. And then there's like this ongoing discussion of whether we want to put grass or no, gravel, whatever. It's just been a little overwhelming planning all of that. Now that it's like, you know, it's September. Our closing date is on November 10. So I only have, you know, like maybe just like a month and a half to go before we move. And I just feel like I have to plan all of these things out and like get things together like really fast. So that's what's taking up most of my time and most of like my brain space right now. I am a very anxious person and I do get nervous and I do, you know, like panic a little bit when I feel like things are not in place or things are not like ironed out, but it's something I'm learning how to deal with. If you have any plant suggestions or anything, or outdoor plants that might do well in a desert climate, let me know. I do want to find some interesting looking plants for that. One exciting thing about the house though, I know I've been talking about the house a lot, I'm sorry, but like this entire update and where I've been and what I've been doing is mostly related to the house. But one exciting thing that I have planned for our backyard, and I guess it's also related to like outdoor gardening in some way, I do want to build a greenhouse, like a full-blown giant greenhouse for my carnivorous plants. So that's another thing that I do plan on documenting, and I feel like that just might be like an interesting kind of like content for this channel, but it's also like for me. I'm looking forward to sharing that with you guys, and I just feel like moving into that house is going to bring about a lot of good change. We've been living in this apartment for a year now, and I fell in love with this apartment and all of that. It had a lot of big windows and stuff, but the unit that we got was facing the wrong way, and now all I have is like bad light. I basically have north-facing windows. So I couldn't really grow anything in here, and I've had to deal with like grow lights and all of that. But I am thankful for that because I did learn a lot about plant lighting, having to use grow lights and stuff. And I'm pretty excited about this because I do plan on making a video about grow lights, and I plan on testing a few of them. Like some people have been reaching out to me asking me to try out their products. So I guess this is like a channel related update too, but I do plan on testing more products and talking about them on this channel. And when you do live in like a very dry area, it's so hard to keep the humidity up. In our apartment, we have very high ceilings. At one point I was running, you know, like two or three large room humidifiers at a time, and it wouldn't do anything. But at the same time, you kind of realize that some of these high humidity plants can actually thrive in normal room humidity. So yeah, I've had a lot of experiences with lights and basically humidifiers. I have 2 of them potted up. I basically still have some euphorbia cuttings, but I guess I'll just do that later because that's all of the updates, I think. Let me just check. Am I missing anything? I guess that's it for all the updates. I'm sorry if I just kept going on and on about random things. This is pretty new to me. I'm not used to just like sitting down and talking, but once again, I want to thank everyone who watched my video, who subscribed to my channel. I really do appreciate all of you, and I'm super excited to put out more content. But yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you for dropping by, and I'll see you soon. Bye.